Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our one single character a day special edition, summertime special edition of 2023. So today we're going to talk with this ancient character that we occasionally use in contemporary Chinese expression. And it looks mysterious to me almost because Chinese characters in our concept is boxy, it's straightforward, there's a lot of horizontal line, vertical lines. But this one is like an English letter Z. It got a zigzag shape. And oftentimes, like actually in English, we say zigzag, right? And Chinese will say 之字形 because it does come with this zigzag. But originally, it shaped like this. And this means this, okay? This means this. To understand this, I put together with the concept of life, because concept of life is a plant, is trident looking thing growing. This is the first horizontal line is a ground level, right? And the second line is an indicator to say this is the bottom of your root. That's the soil. So the plant growing on top of the soil, that's the definition of life. Now here we see notably two differences between this and this, that it doesn't show the underground part. It only shows the visible above the ground part. And also it's not exactly a trident shape. It has a little bit of mismatch over there. Like the thing doesn't grow, but I guess that's another way to rendering plant, because a lot of plants, when they have a branching out, they don't have the two sides of the branch coming together. There is a little bit of mismatch. So I accept that too as a representation of plant, unless one day I'll discover this slight shift of the left and right side of the branches are off from each other. There was some special meaning or intention in there. Unless upon that, I will just regard it as a plant. So plant above ground, visible, observable plant. And that's the abstract meaning of this. Means here, means this is the thing we're talking about. So I want to make the distinction of 知 with 指. See, they almost sound similar. 指 means foot, and this is the sole of the foot. This is big toe, second toe, and this is the rest of the toes, I guess. And I don't know, eventually this foot, it came from this foot anatomy, right? I mean, I'm using my hand to represent the foot, but somehow over time, people finalize with this abstraction of the foot. So only 3 toes, because most of the time the hand symbol also we use 3-finger hand. And just like the plant, and there are many branches, we just use a 3 spiky things, upward pointing thing to represent the plant. So we use a lot of 3s to represent the rest of them. So 3-toe foot symbol. You can see the two kind of look like similar, but one big distinction is for the foot symbol, the big toe have to grow directly onto the sole of the foot, versus a plant, this left branch have to grow from the middle stem of the branch. It cannot connect directly to the ground level. That's a major distinction, even if visually they look similar, but I want to call it out this. And I find 知 in contemporary Chinese, when we came across this, almost instantly, this is a signifier to contemporary Chinese users that this phrase is somewhat from the old classical Chinese, which is traditional Chinese, which is very bookish language, versus contemporary, more colloquial, modernized, simplified Chinese version. So this 知, when we saw this, depends on what verb is used before it. This 知 can be both a thing, you see, it translates as it, or be a person. And because in person in Chinese, we don't distinguish gender when we pronounce it. So it can be either him or her. You see the trouble in English, you have to make a distinction. Is it a thing, or is it him or her? But in Chinese, we just use 知 without specifying anything. And you, as a language listener, figure it out based on the context. So that's 知. And Chinese simply mean the plant here. That's what we're talking about. And 知 is it's different from other concrete thing, because 知 is like amorphous, like it can morph into different things. Because to me, this pointer in language, in English as well as in Chinese, means it's a variable. It's something undefined. We just use it to represent something, anything. Unlike some specific things that we have to specify what exactly that is, but 知 is this variable that you plug into your language without being bothered to point out exactly what that is. I wonder if that makes sense. So this is 知 in Chinese, and I like this sign. This is it. End of our episode. Thank you for being with me. See you another day.